2. A Journey to Real Freedom, Part 3. Time passed at its own pace, and as it did, things began to change. It was easy to see that Mum was a rather strong individual, and usually liked to have things her way. She was always rather determined if she decided something, while my new dad was more casual about most events. I figured that they were very young and just starting their new life, and that they had to work out the kinks. It soon became apparent that they were way too young, and that the situation here was looking very funny. I began to think about what else I could do, which of course was nothing. Then one night it happened. There was a big blowout between the two of them. One of my dad's friends had seen Mum with someone else in a particular way, and so, boy oh boy, did the attitudes fly about the room. Now, all of a sudden, there was something strange in the air that didn't seem quite right. The wonderful harmony of my all-natural life had taken a turn, and we were headed in a completely different direction. My little head began to spin, and I was feeling silly. I kept wondering to myself, what are they going to do with the baby? The entire situation didn't look good from where I was usually sitting. I figured I'd just wait it out and see what would happen. Funny thing, that's all I could do anyhow. As time went by, everything did change. My dad, whose name I still did not know, was all of a sudden gone one day. Oh great, I thought. What's our family without a dad? Here was the drama I knew would show up. Mum kept working later and later each night, and so I hardly saw her at all. The old lady, who I finally discovered was my grandmother, confronted Mum one evening about how the baby needed a dad. Mum became rather attitude engaged and said that that part of her life was over with, and she was going to move out. Mum told Grandma she had saved enough money to leave. From their conversations, I found out that Mum had been with someone who had already been to California. Whoever this person was seemed to motivate her into making a big change in her life. It was an idea that I really liked. I knew the Pacific Ocean was next to California. Now that this new idea was occurring, I basically forgot about the Mum and Dad arrangement altogether. Things were looking up. Mum had arranged to go to California to see what it was like, and then she would eventually come back for me, hopefully. I didn't really like the entire idea, and so I made some noise when I heard it. Of course, these big people were already programmed to think that I wanted food, or my diapers changed when I made any noise, and so they never really considered the fact that I wanted to be a part of the decision-making. I heard Mum telling Grandma that there was a big ocean next to California. Of course there is an ocean next to California, as if she didn't know that. I knew it was the ocean of my dreams, the Pacific Ocean. Well, they never mentioned the name, but I knew it was so. If I remember correctly, I was about 1 or so at the time, and bopping around the house like a bouncing baby boy, all excited and ready for the big move. Even though I had this little funny body to deal with, the real me had a much bigger awareness that saw past all the obstacles of the human body and mind. I could see a great destiny for myself, a great exceptional adventure into unknown places, which did seem scary at times, because the earth is not a safe place to live. In those days, Grandma was still doing well. She could do just about anything. I didn't see Grandpa too much at all, because he was usually out doing all the things that farmers like to do. Once in a while, Grandma would walk me around the farm to see all the different things there were, and I would see Grandpa working away. He would wave to us and smile. As the days passed with them, I really missed Mum. It was a long time before I saw her again, as she was off in sunny California. While Mum was gone, I realized that a boy does need his mum. In the meantime, I figured I would just hang out with the old couple and have a few laughs. They had TV back then, and the two oldies would watch the weirdest shows. They were weird to me anyhow. The screen was small and hard to see, since they always left me way across on the other side of the room. I'm sure that in their minds I was a mindless shrimp who didn't really know anything at all. If they only knew, boy, could I tell them some stories. One of their favourite shows was The Lone Ranger. I really got a kick out of this show too. This lone guy was great. From where I was sitting, this masked hombre could do anything. What a great life he lived. I thought it was rather funny that he was constantly riding around with a strange dude named Yonto. Anyhow, I think that was his name. Sometimes the older people were talking or making noise, so I couldn't always hear everything that was going on with the TV adventures. At times it was hard to hear what the lone guy and Yonto were saying, especially since Grandpa would yell a lot at the exciting parts. My guess was that the everyday farm life was not exciting enough for him. He really did get into the act of what the lone guy was doing. I liked it when Yonto would say "Ugh." He was very agreeable. Grandma and Grandpa would also listen to the radio at times. There was a Lone Ranger show that came on every week. There seemed to be a lot of other funny shows on the TV and radio, but most of them didn't make sense to me. I just liked watching the scenery. The two elders would laugh all the time, and I would sit there and watch them, just taking it all in, and laugh too, because it was funny hearing them laugh. I really didn't know if my favourite shows were every day or once a week, as time meant nothing to me. I slept and dreamt most of the time, and ate once in a while. I liked to dream about the big ocean with the blue sky overhead, and the sun reflecting upon the water like a million diamonds. When I was outside of myself, I felt the best. I would also dream where I was with animals a lot, especially cats. I really like cats, and in my dreams they would talk to me and tell me so many funny things about the humans. I liked playing a little dumb and numb at times. The idea was to make the elders think that I was not capable of doing anything for myself, because I was a dreamer, and that's how I liked it. It was easy to see that if I showed any real initiative, I'm sure they would have put me to work, because on the farm everyone worked, and little kids were made to be slaves. Looking back at those good old days, it is easy to see that living on a farm is a good life. These people were very simple and caring. The farm life is a good foundation for real humility. If I were your average earth person, it would have been a good life for me, and I would have liked to have stayed, but I could hear the call of the big ocean, and my new life of adventure. That would be my destiny.